Any issues mentioned in the Market Bulletin or here on TWILA are issues of interest to the American Farm Bureau Federation. Standing by to discuss some of those issues with AFBF President Bob Stallman is our own A.J. Sabine. A.J.?
Now, folks, there are a lot of issues here in Louisiana that have some impact at a national level. And joining us now to talk more about those national issues is the President of the American Farm Bureau, Bob Stallman. Welcome to Louisiana, Bob.
Good to be back.
Great to have you here.
It's always great to come down and see my friends in Louisiana.
Now, Bob, I know you know about this. This is a huge issue here in Louisiana, particularly among our fishermen and our oyster producers, the oil spill. Folks down here want to know what the American Farm Bureau is going to do to help them with the situation. Kind of weigh in on that.
Well, it's obviously a terrible situation. I mean, you see the stories of individuals that have lost their businesses basically or are losing their businesses. They've been prevented from, carrying out their livelihoods basically because of all the oil in the Gulf. And it's a terrible situation. Unfortunately, there's not a quick answer. Obviously, BP is going to be responsible for paying a lot of those claims. The best thing that can be done right now is to continue to highlight the situation to be sure that the federal government does whatever it is capable of doing in this situation. Your governor has done an outstanding job of representing the interests of Louisiana and continuing to highlight the problems, and we're just going to have to work our way through this.
Bob, also another problem that Louisiana producers have questions about is the Farm Bill. I understand that changes in the Farm Bill now, because of the tight budget situation, some farmers, including some grain farmers, could lose their subsidies in the next Farm Bill. Kind of tell folks what's the latest on that.
Well, we're just now starting with hearings. The House Ag Committee started holding hearings on the new Farm Bill. The Senate will next week. I'll be testifying before the Senate Agricultural Committee next week. But it's still a long process. They're starting early because we know that there will be fewer dollars to fund farm programs than there have been in the past. The budget situation and fiscal situation this country finds itself in is horrendous. And farm programs and farm spending, the safety net that we depend on in agriculture, that's always been a big target, and it will be again.
Bob, I know the American Farm Bureau is very active in terms of the cap-and-trade legislation, and folks, it's kind of fallen off the map after the president passed the health care bill. Kind of tell folks what's going on with that.
Well, it's still being pursued, believe it or not, although I think it'll be very difficult to get 60 votes. The president was actually supposed to hold a meeting yesterday, but the situation with General McChrystal kind of took precedence, and next week there will be a meeting at the White House with Democratic and Republican leadership to see if there's a way of putting together some type of climate change bill. Once again, anything that could be construed as a carbon tax or an energy tax, I think will be very difficult to pass in an election year.
He is President of the American Farm Bureau, Bob Stallman. Bob, thanks again for being in Louisiana.
Thank you, AJ.
No problem. That's all from here, folks. Back to you.
Thanks, A.J.